Today we have two special guests with us. We got my brother Jack that you've already met before, and we've got a very special guest with us, Devin Brandt-Epps.
Yep, yep.
Yeah,
How's
Devin's a very good friend of ours. We met while me and JJ and Jack were working at ODU football or for ODU football, and Devin was a defensive lineman. So we're very happy you're here with us to talk to us a little bit about your football journey.
Yep. Sounds good to me.
Awesome. So let's just start right from the beginning. You are from Oklahoma. Can you tell us a little bit about what it was like playing high school ball in Oklahoma and what your recruiting process looked like while a high school player?
Yeah, so in Oklahoma, small town Oklahoma, football is kind of everything. Everybody's coming to the Friday Night Lights game. And, I went to a little small town, Hilldale was the school. So we were I think we were 3A. We played 4A or something like that. But yeah, we played 4A football, which is one of the smaller ones. Uh, my junior year, we had a really good season. Went to, I believe it was second round playoffs. Ended up losing. Senior year wasn't as good of a season. Wasn't the best season. But I didn't really know much about the recruiting process like that coming out of high school. So I kind of worked with my coaches a little bit, and I actually only had one Division II offer coming out of high school to Northwestern Oklahoma State University. But at the same time, I was getting to know my dad's side of my family in Pennsylvania, and my grandpa had a school up there, a private school, prep school, and Wyoming Seminary. That I talked to the coaches. He already knew the coach, and they offered me a scholarship to go there. So then I was kind of deciding, I only had one offer, and they were gonna only pay for 70% of it. So I was kind of like, man, I don't know if I want to do D2. Like, I feel like I'm better than that.
Hmm.
So I ended up going to the prep school.
Gotcha.
Got it.
Were
And
you were you
yep, go
only
ahead.
playing D tackle in high school, or were
No,
you
I was
playing
playing both
everywhere?
ways. Yeah, I
Yeah.
played both ways. Dude, I played almost the whole game, like 100 snaps deep.
You were Travis Hunter
Yeah,
before Travis Hunter?
yeah, literally.
When I
But
played high school ball, I tried being like that, but the coaches were like, "You're not nearly good enough or
Yeah,
have
Angel, don't
the."
speak right now. What are you
Oh,
talking
I
about?
apologize. I'm sorry. Sorry,
yeah,
it was
no,
my
what's it
show. I
called?
thought I could talk.
The-
But yeah, you brought up
I
your
definitely played
family
both sides.
ties to the prep school, so I'm assuming that was a big reason you chose to go to the prep school rather than go D2, right?
Yeah, and the way prep school works is after you graduate high school, you actually have one more reclass postgraduate year, is like a super senior type thing,
Hmm.
and it doesn't count towards your eligibility for college because you're still in high school.
Got
And
it.
so I
Yeah.
was like, instead of going to JUCO, I was like, shoot, I'm gonna just do this. It's not gonna take any of my eligibility. Let's do it. But then that's also the time when COVID was really heavy
Yeah.
going around, and so we only got to play two games that season. And so it's kind of like, another letdown. I was like, dang, I don't know what I'm gonna do now. Like, I had a couple offers coming in. I had Fordham University. I talked to Holy Cross, a couple FCS schools. But then again, I was like, man, I wanna go FBS. I want to play like the big games and big schools and all that. So I didn't really know what to do. And this part of the story kind of crazy. So I was actually back in Oklahoma for Christmas break
Uh-huh.
between the prep school. And I realized that my coach who was recruiting me to the D2, Coach Sully, was going to the JUCO. And so I hit him up. I was like, hey, like, what's the JUCO life like? Like, how's the team, everything? Like, they were like, oh, we're having a spring season this year because of COVID. You should come play for me. So I was literally in the hotel. I was on a layover for my flight talking to him, and he's like, yeah, you wouldn't have to pay anything, FAFSA and all that. Like you wouldn't pay anything out of pocket. So then I literally got back to Pennsylvania, and 2 days later flew back to Oklahoma to go to the JUCO.
Dang.
Yeah, it was a crazy quick transfer. But yeah, I went back to the JUCO, and man, the JUCO,
I
I
was
mean,
about
it's
to
kind
ask
of
you, how was
yeah,
JUCO?
it's kind of just everything they tell you, you know what I'm saying? The dorms we stayed in, I mean, we had brick walls, like a tiny little cubby for our clothes, which I won't lie, my JUCO experience wasn't the worst. We had a good cafeteria, good weight room. But
Yeah.
I mean, there was one time in the dorm where we didn't have water for 2 weeks. We had to
No,
do all of, yeah, we had to do all of our laundry, all of our showers and everything. We had to do it at the facility because the water just wouldn't work in our dorm room.
Mm. So you're at JUCO, right? And how is the recruiting process from JUCO? Because you were only there for 1 year, right?
No, I was there for one semester.
One
So I was in,
semester.
oh
yeah,
Gotcha.
wow.
I was at the prep school. I was at the prep school in the fall, and in the spring I was in the JUCO.
Okay,
You
so you're
really
at
lucked out.
JUCO. What is the recruiting process like after that, after being at JUCO for a semester? And how did you
So
end up at ODU?
so basically, I kind of got graced almost. You know what I'm saying? Shout out God because he set me up for real. What's it called? We had a bunch of D linemen who were like really good. I mean, we had Ron Tatum bounce back, Billy Farrell bounce back. We had a lot of good D linemen, and I like when I first got there, I was a walk on. I literally had to walk on, so I was like fourth string D line. And then by the time we started playing, after we went through our little like spring camp type thing, because like it's not really like fall camp, but by the time the season ended, I got put in a place where I was going to be end up starting, and so I ended up starting 7 of the games out of 8. I was leading the conference in TFLs, and
Nice.
so yeah, what's it called? That's whenever Coach Cruz was kind of like Coach Deontay Cruz. He's kind of like my mentor through the whole process. I would say like one of my biggest influences. And then yeah, he knew Coach Vic. He had went to Oklahoma State with Coach
Mhm.
Vic from Old Dominion,
Gotcha.
and they got in touch. Coach Vic saw me on the film. He started talking. Me and Coach Vic got in touch, and bam, it was a quick turnaround. As soon as that season ended, about 2 weeks is whenever I got the offer. I had an offer from Texas State in the Old Dominion. And yeah, I talked to Coach Cruz. He's like, yeah, Coach Vic's a great guy, and I trust him. You're gonna have your best chance playing there. All the D linemen there are like redshirt freshmen minus like two seniors. It's like
Mhm.
you have a real good shot at playing. So yeah, that's kind of what went into my choice to ODU is like the whole D line room was pretty young when I was a freshman. So
Yeah. Well, that's where we met you, so that's why
yeah,
we have you on there right now.
For sure.
And do you have any like favorite memories or funny stories you could tell that are appropriate for the show? We don't want to get you in
appropriate
trouble
for the
2 days
show. No,
before
yep,
you
yep, appropriate for the
start
show.
going to a NFL rookie mini camp.
Shoot. I would
Other
say one
than
of my
you like
favorite
pretending you did
memories
not
is
know the play and you would just tell me to redo the signal
Yeah, you
every
did that. You did that to both of us.
redo the signal.
you would tell me to redo the
And
signal every
Every
play
single
even though
play.
you already
yeah,
knew
no,
what the signal
I would
was.
have it. I would have it in my mind already. Like, yeah, we're finna do this, and I just wait till the last second to put my hand down. But
Mhm.
yeah, I would say one of my favorite memories is the bowl game my freshman year. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a freshman. This is my first time like experiencing college football, and now we're going to a bowl game. Yeah, that was a fun time down in Myrtle Beach Bowl. So
Yep.
I would say that's one of my favorite, like most favorite memories. Funny moments. I mean, trying to keep it PG,
Yeah.
a little bit of PG in here.
Yeah.
I would say so. My very first experience on like playing football for Old Dominion was me, Coach Vic, and Chris Trinidad. Yeah, everybody knows who's Chris Trinidad, right?
Trinidad.
Yeah.
Yep,
Trinidad.
Trinidad.
Trinidad. So
Trinidad.
it's me, Coach Vic, and Trinidad going out to do some drills. Before like during the summer. This is as soon as like right when we got there. We're doing a couple of drills outside, just us two, or us three, and we're hitting the sled, the 5-man sled, and so we're hitting it, and we're supposed to press it out and then look like to the right or look to the left, right? Well, Trinidad presses it out, his hand slips, and the sled comes down and smacks him on the back of the head. And he starts like bleeding down the top of his, like down his face. I'm like, yo, that's like, what's going on? And literally, that was like one of the first times that we had actually gone onto the field and like did some drills with Coach Vic.
I'm sure you thought you made a really great choice after that.
Yeah, that was funny. No, that was definitely one of the funniest times I've had. Like
Bro,
just
I
practice
never do
wise.
that happen.
If you did not tell me the name of the person that
Oh,
you
Chris
were doing
Trinidad.
that drill with, I would have guessed Chris Trinidad
Yeah.
without you
Chris
even saying
Trinidad,
his
yeah,
name.
right. right?
Yeah, if you were said it will have happened to a random D lineman, my first choice would have been Chris Trinidad for sure.
Yeah. No. Um,
But yeah, so obviously you were a very important part to that defensive line. You were one of our better run stoppers. What
Yep.
made you feel like it was the right time for you to kind of look for something different?
So my junior year was all kind of a mess, because it's like we didn't find out till after the season, but my like I ended up with a foot injury during the spring game before my junior year, and we all thought it was just turf toe. And so I was doing rehab and all this rehab, and nothing was ever really getting better. And so like when it came to season time, fall camp, I didn't really have that great of a fall camp, because I'm playing with one less foot, limping off a practice field, and so yeah, it was really just a combination of that, and being in pain like that all day, not being able to play the game. Yeah, you start to get a little angry, and so it's just all of that to say. And then after the season, they were like, "Oh yeah, now we're gonna do surgery." It's like, why didn't we do it before season and not waste my season? Because during the season is like, I ended up becoming a backup after starting 2 years, and then you're gonna put me as a backup, and then it's like what's going on? And so it's like, and then towards the end of the season, like I wasn't even playing a game. I was getting like 6 snaps a game. It's like, what are we doing here? Like, and so I was literally a starter, like one of the best players we had on the defensive line the year before, and now I'm getting 6 reps a game, and so all that kind of went in. And then after the season, they were like, yeah, we need like you're gonna need surgery for it. So I was like, yeah, like I just didn't really like how they handled all that, and so I kind of lost my respect, and that's when I decided it's time to try something else.
Yeah,
gotcha.
I definitely could see why you would get frustrated with all that. Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it just
you
kind of
ended
felt
up,
like a wasted season almost. Like I still had
yeah.
put up like an okay amount of tackles, like but like it just felt like a wasted season to me. Like I was probably never above like 60% healthy.
Do you
Yeah.
remember how many games you played that year, regardless of the snap count?
I
It
want
was
to
more
say it
than
was
redshirt, right?
yeah, it was more than redshirt. I want to say it
Yeah.
was 8,
Yeah,
but
yeah, I would have been very
it was
frustrated.
waste. Yeah, it was just
Yeah,
wasted. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
they pretty much. I mean, personally, I don't want to put them out there, but they did basically waste a year of your eligibility. Yeah,
Yeah, so that it just kind of made me lose respect for like nobody. Like it seemed like nobody was really care. Like they all just like, oh, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine. And then it turns out like the bone in my foot was broke the whole time.
Mm.
really.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right. So you hit the portal
just
and
support. Yep.
you, how many offers did you have entering the portal?
So starting off, man, I was getting a lot of attention. I mean, I've had a couple good years now, and I was getting like I talked to Rutgers, I talked to Boston College. Who else did I talk to? I talked to a lot of teams. I'm not gonna lie, there was a lot of Power Fives coming at me,
Mhm.
and it's like none of them would pull the trigger for real. Like Arkansas State was one of my first offers, but then I told them I was like, hey, I got to get surgery. They was like, oh, all right, well, don't post it or anything yet. You know what I'm saying? And so it's kind of like, and then uh, what's it called? Going back to the JUCO, Coach A, uh, one of my coaches at the JUCO, Coach A, he knew the New Mexico staff, Coach Wilkins, and they were like brothers basically. You know what I'm saying? Like they grew up kind of like together, and they were so they got connected, they got in touch, and Coach Wilkins was like, "Hey, I like his film." You know what I'm saying? Coach A was putting in the word. He's like, "Yeah, he's a great player. He's next up. He's really is like a dog." And so Coach Wilkins, he came back at me, called me. He's like, "Hey, Coach A was talking about me. I love your film and everything. And I just really liked Coach Wilkins' mentality because I got another offer from Georgia Southern. The only offers I really had was Georgia Southern, Arkansas State. Maybe you could count that, and then UNM, and it's kind of crazy because I really was talking to like so many like big Power Five schools, and like none of them was pulling the trigger. Like
Yeah.
it just didn't really make sense. But yeah, it could have been like I don't know because I was getting a surgery or whatever. But I'm
I
still a
mean,
player, obviously. You know what I'm saying?
from the sounds of it, definitely, at least to me, it definitely does sound like it was the surgery, because you did have
For sure.
very good film for 2 years
Yeah,
at UVS school, and we see all the time, especially these days, you put up even just one season of good film, those P5 schools are going to come calling. So I definitely
yeah.
think personally, it was the foot. But what made you choose New Mexico out of the offers you had?
Man, just their mentality towards football, for real. I mean, Coach Wilkins, he's a dog. I mean, he should be in the league too. He should be in there. He should already been in the league. He played at Virginia uh, under Coach Mendenhall, who was our head coach. And I talked to the whole recruiting trip. I was talking to Coach Wilkins. He's putting his perspective on how football should be played. And he's like violent. He want to be a violent coach. So I just loved like everything that he was about. He's like their whole thing is earn, not given. I felt like throughout my whole career, that's kind of what I had to do is just earn my spot. You know what I'm saying? Like I never was really handed anything or any like all that. Like I earned my way up. And so I kind of I really just loved what they was about. Coach Mendenhall, he's a serious guy. He's well-known coach. He was like
For sure.
almost one of the most winningest coaches. He had like, I think before last season, the stat was like out of 17 years, he had been to 16 bowl games.
Yeah. No,
So
he's
I trust, and plus, one of the other big factors that I put into UNM instead of other schools was the schedule. I seen we had Montana State, which is a good school, obviously, but they're FCS. We had Arizona on the schedule. We had Auburn on the schedule. Washington State, they was on the schedule. They turned out to be the number 25 team. Whenever we played them, they was
Mhm.
ranked at number 25. So yeah, I just knew they had a strength of schedule like that could like, oh, if I put up, I was like in my head, I was like, if I put up good numbers against these teams, then it's gonna be hard for me to not get taken with all this experience.
Gotcha.
That's true. That's a good mentality, honestly.
So your season ends at New Mexico, right? You declare for the draft, correct?
Yep.
And how did the process go from that point on?
So it took me a while to finally find an agent who I was willing to sign with.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of new agents out there, and I felt like being me personally, I needed somebody with a little like more experience and a little more like connections and stuff. Because obviously, I'm more of like an unknown player. Like for me to get drafted or signed, I would need somebody to like be pushing me out, pushing me out, pushing me out. But yeah, so early on in the process, I was talking to an agent. He ended up finding me a training facility back in Oklahoma where I was staying. And so I started training with this guy, Sean, out of Game Ready and Broken Arrow. So I started training with him. And we started it early January, trained with him all the way through up until I left. He really got me right. I mean, shoot, I had a great pro day leading up to the pro day. Still didn't really have an agent. So yeah, went into the pro day alone. We only had 3 teams show up, which was crazy. That was a
The Bills
surprise
one
to
of
me.
them.
We only had 3 teams, but no, actually no. We had Green Bay, we had Detroit Lions, and Arizona Cardinals.
Gotcha.
Which Green Bay is another one where I thought, I might have got drafted because they really liked me during the season. They came to a couple of my practices, and which they don't tell us, oh, they're here for you,
Oh
but
yeah.
sometimes you kind of, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Sometimes you kind of know, but
Yeah,
Did you
that was
ever
one of the
meet with
ones.
Did you ever meet with Buffalo throughout the season?
No, which was surprising. They found me. They found me somehow, and shoot, I'm thankful they did. Honestly, you know what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
great organization. We a Super Bowl champs 2026. But
Yeah.
I'm sure JJ loves to
or
hear that.
Oh no.
2025. Yeah.
When I had seen that you got the rookie minicamp invite to the Bills, I immediately texted Angel and said we need to get him on the show right now. Because
Shoot, not even a invite. What's this called? I'm signing. You know what I'm
oh
saying? Like
yeah,
yeah, I'm an undrafted free agent getting signed.
let's
So
go.
Yes, sir.
Let's
yeah,
go.
my contract's getting written up.
Let's go.
So that
Yeah,
that
it's
was our
crazy.
that was our next question. Obviously, it sounds like you did have several teams who were interested in you. What kind of set Buffalo apart from the rest of them for you?
So Buffalo by far showed me the most interest. All the other teams that I spoke with, they kind of they was like, they do the usual like, oh, what like how's the off season been for you? And then they ask you like your background. Do you have any like arrests or anything? Is this a good number or whatever? And then that's kind of it. That's all you really hear from. But Buffalo, they stayed connected with me through the whole process, and so yeah, that's kind of what really set them apart. And I liked what they was talking about. Like they kind of told me this thing. They was like, yeah, we think you're a great player, and we want to unlock that next 3%. Like they still are willing to like put time into developing like the next set of my like career in the NFL. Like instead of just, oh, we want you here right now. You already have to be tip top everything. Like they're still willing to work with me.
Do
So
you remember who you talked to the most specifically and like who they were in the front office?
I believe it was just one of the scouts that I talked to the most. But you know what I'm saying? I talked to the D line coach, and I talked to
It's
or
Washington, right?
I didn't personally, huh?
Washington, the D line
Washington.
coach.
Let me see.
I don't mean
Just
to put you on the
quick.
spot here.
You
That's
got
my
it.
Yeah,
bad.
yeah,
Part.
you're
It's
right.
all good.
I believe it is. Yeah, I believe it is. But also the assistant GM, I had talked to my agent.
Oh, okay, that's
Gotcha.
cool.
How often were they hitting you up? Like weekly?
So like
Uh,
the
So
other question.
I
Go
really
ahead.
didn't start getting calls or anything until like 2 weeks before the draft. Like I was just kind of going in blind, you know what I'm saying? And then 2 weeks before the draft, that's when things kind of started ramping up for me. But
So
so yeah.
so like you're getting into the sixth and seventh round of the draft, right? Are teams starting to hit you up during those times and say, "Hey, if you don't go drafted, we want to bring you in as an undrafted guy"?
Oh yeah, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Because I
My
mean, we're
agent, which I didn't really speak to them, they were all
we
kind of
never
speaking to
made
my
it to the
agent.
point that you're at, so we just want to know some of the stuff that a lot of people don't know.
Yeah, so my agent was doing most of the talking to the teams for me, and I was kind of going back and forth with him throughout the whole draft, which I knew if I was gonna get picked up or anything, it would definitely be either a seventh round or a sixth round, like steal maybe.
Yeah.
But they kind of communicated with me before, even before the draft. It was like, yeah, like we're very interested in you, like we're, what I'm saying. I already kind of knew I would probably get the free agent contract.
Gotcha.
Which going into the draft, that's usually how it is for a lot of guys. They're gonna know before the draft, like, hey, this team really likes you, or you kind of get a like my agent. He kind of like he told me he like to have a game plan of like, okay, if this team offers you a free agency, if this team wants to draft you, like which one is the best fit, like just for you. Depth wise and everything. And that's another thing about the Bills. Going in with their depth, their D tackle was a heavy need for them. So
I
it's
didn't want to
another
say it, Devin.
opportunity.
Devin, I didn't want to say it, but you are very correct. You can go in there, and I want you to win a starting role for them because you can really help out that unit right now. And I don't want you to
Right,
put you in
right,
a bad
yeah.
spot, but you
No, I mean
can go in there.
Ed Oliver, the vet guy. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely a vet guy, but you know what I'm saying. Even if I get a rotation in it, like if I'm a rotational player for this year, that would be a crazy accomplishment for me, honestly.
No,
For sure.
yeah, for sure. You excited to see what Dion Walker looks like in person?
Yeah, that's that's 6'7", 3. What was it?
He's like 350.
Yeah, exactly. That dude was
Boy.
massive. I mean, he gonna make me look like an ant for real, but
So you
nah.
sign undrafted free agent deal with Buffalo. What are you looking forward to the most when it comes to your next stage in your career?
What am I looking forward to the most? Shoot, really the opportunity to play on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? Like I was so scared of letting everybody down, but now it's like shoot, I'm still not there. You know what I'm saying? I still got to make the 53 man roster. Like just because I'm a part of the team, like now I got to do the 53 man roster and then play on Sundays. Like that's the main goal. Like that's what I'm excited for. Looking forward to is just everybody gonna be able to see like my name whenever they get like I'm making a sack or getting a tackle. They're gonna be able to see that on TV on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? That's a special feeling,
Is there
Absolutely.
someone you're
especially like for my city.
is there someone most excited you're to play against? Sal?
If I get to play Lamar Jackson, that would be kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? He's one of my best friends. Hey, I gotta sack him for the one time, or try to at least. You know
I'm
what I'm
letting
saying?
you, Devin, I'm letting you know now. If I'm watching the game and I see you sack Lamar Jackson, I'm going crazy, bro.
Yeah, no,
I'm
see
jumping up
that's
and
that's the thing.
I
Like
would go
it's such a
crazy.
surreal feeling of like, okay, now I'm actually in the NFL. Like I'm gonna be playing against these guys. Like you know what I'm saying? Patrick
And
Mahomes. Like
I
there's
just
a
want you to
chance.
know that as the Bills fan of the group, you gave the best answer possible.
But
You just won over every Bills fan, just so you know that. For saying Lamar Jackson.
yeah, sacking Lamar Jackson.
Second better be Patrick Mahomes. And you did say
No,
Patrick Mahomes.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, it's crazy. It's surreal that I'm gonna like be going against these guys now. Like, but yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited to like even just get an opportunity to.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. We're
Oh,
so
that's awesome.
excited for you. We're gonna wrap this up. If there's one final message you could kind of give to the Buffalo fans and kind of like an introduction to who you are, one final message for them, what would it be?
Oof, shoot, appreciate everyone for real, especially y'all. For bringing me
Appreciate
on
you,
here,
man.
and then to the Bills fans, man. Shoot, hometown kid. Humble mentality, and it's dog work. I'm coming in here to just earn a spot, and hopefully we can take it to the Super Bowl. Let's do it.
Absolutely.
Sure. Love it.
Boys, you got anything else you would like to ask Devin before we wrap this up?
I just want to say thank you for coming on here.
Yeah, I appreciate
Sure.
it.
Thank
Yes,
you, bro.
sir.
Means a
Of
lot.
course. Y'all my
Yeah,
dogs, man.
Yeah.
for
I
sure.
appreciate it. I'm glad you still remember us after
Big time now.
Yeah,
after
no,
the
I can
big time
never.
game.
I'll never be that big time.
All right. Well, whenever you sack Lamar, we're calling you right after the game and you're coming on here for a quick talk.
Of course. Hey, I'll be waiting for the call.
All right.
Absolutely. Thank you. We really appreciate everyone joining in. Make sure you guys check out Devin and what he's gonna do in the NFL. I'm sure it's gonna be really great stuff. Why don't you give us a plug for your Instagram, your Twitter, whatever?
Yeah, my IG is Devin.Brandt-Epps. That's what I'm on. I don't really be on Twitter like that, but
All
yeah,
good.
my that's my Instagram.
Gotcha.
All good. JJ, anything?
Again, just thanks for coming on, man.
Absolutely.
Of
Thank
Good
you,
course.
seeing you
Devin.
too. I haven't seen
Yeah,
you
Yeah,
of course.
forever.
It's been a minute. It's definitely
has
been a
been some.
minute.
I know.
Yeah.
I
I know you
miss
was out
you.
there in Texas for real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I
that
know
was,
that was probably a crazy experience. You know what I'm saying? That was definitely with you was out there with Kyle, right? Kyle was out there
yep.
too.
I was with
Yeah.
Kyle, and then you never met Austin, but he was the old DPP at ODU, and he's the one that got me out there. But
Okay, well,
enough about me. This is about you.
Yeah, JJ, me and JJ aren't important. This is all about you. You're gonna do
yeah,
big,
right.
big things. In the NFL. We can't wait to see you on Sundays, bro.
No, yeah, I appreciate y'all, man, for real.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again. Thank you guys for joining. Please follow us on Twitter at PM Football Podcast, as well on TikTok at PM Football Podcast. Like, subscribe, share the video, and we will see you guys next week.
See ya.